Capital One is the dark horse of the credit card world. Everyone, including myself, talks a lot about American Express and how great their premium credit cards are. And of course, we have the ever so popular Chase credit cards, and I talk so much about them that you might think that I'm a narcissist. But today, we're going to focus on Capital One, who I believe have a shot to overtake Chase, specifically the Chase Trifecta. To understand how this might happen, let's talk about the credit cards that are a part of each strategy. First, you are probably familiar with the Chase Trifecta, which consists of the $95 Chase Sapphire Preferred, the no annual fee Chase Freedom Flex, and no annual fee Chase Freedom Unlimited. For all three credit cards, you are paying a total of $95 a year to have. On the other hand, we have the Capital One Bifecta, which you might not be as familiar with. This credit card strategy consists of the $395 Capital One Venture X and the no annual fee Capital One Savor one. For both of these cards, you will be paying $395 a year. Now, at first thought, you might be thinking I'm crazy. The Chase Trifecta has 3 credit cards and you are paying only $95 compared to getting 2 Capital One cards for $395. At face value, the Chase Trifecta seems like the better deal until we take a closer look. That's because when it comes to benefits and credits, the Capital One Bifecta has the Chase Trifecta beat. The only card with real benefits and credits in the Chase Trifecta is the Chase Sapphire Preferred. This card will give you an annual $50 hotel credit when you book a stay through the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal. Honestly, it's a pretty decent credit for a low annual fee travel card and will bring down your effective annual fee to $45 if you use it entirely every year. Each account anniversary year, the Sapphire Preferred also gives you bonus points equal to 10% of your total purchases made the previous year. It may not be a big difference, but if you spend $25,000 on purchases, you'll get 2,500 bonus points. Not to mention, you'll also receive 25% more redemption value on your Chase points when you redeem them for travel through the Chase portal. Using this method, 10,000 Chase points are worth $125 as opposed to the regular $100. Again, not bad considering the Sapphire Preferred is only $95 a year. But what comes with the Capital One Venture X card? The Venture X is the only card in the Capital One Bifecta that will give you benefits and credits. The most notable credit is an annual $300 travel credit for bookings made through the Capital One travel portal. But on top of that, you will also receive 10,000 bonus Capital One miles each account anniversary. Those same 10,000 miles are worth another $100 towards travel. With those benefits alone, you are receiving about $400 worth of value every year. That brings down the effective annual fee of the Venture X to -$5, aka you are getting a positive value. To take things further, the Capital One Venture X card also has more benefits that will excite you, especially if you like to travel. Those benefits are a complimentary TSA PreCheck or Global Entry membership, Capital One Airport Lounge access, and a Priority Pass membership to give you more access to even more airport lounges, including credit at Priority Pass restaurants. Some additional benefits of the Venture X is that you'll also have cell phone protection and you could add authorized users for free. To be fair, the Chase Sapphire Preferred also allows you to add authorized users for free, but with the Venture X, your authorized users will have their own access to Capital One and Priority Pass lounges. Just a reminder that you are getting all of those benefits and features from one card that in concept pays you $5 every year to hold onto it. Despite those features of both credit card setups, let's talk about another major downfall of the Chase Trifecta, which is its reward multipliers. Starting with the Chase Trifecta, let's look into what exactly categories this setup covers. Amongst all 3 cards, here are the reward categories and multipliers that each one has. You'll have 5x on travel purchased through the Chase portal and on rotating quarterly categories, 3x on dining, drugstores, online grocery store purchases, and streaming services, 2x on other travel, and 1.5x on everything else. Now let's compare that to how the Capital One Bifecta stacks up. Between both cards, you will receive 10x on hotels and car rentals, and 5x on flights, both through the Capital One portal, 3x on dining, entertainment, streaming services, grocery stores, and 2x on everything else. Seeing them side by side is great, but let's see how many points each system gives you after 1 year. This part is purely for example's sake, and I recommend you to compare both credit card setups to your own personal spending habits. But for this situation, I will create the following budget: $500 on flights booked through portals, $500 on flights outside of portals, $500 on hotels through portals, and $500 on hotels outside of portals, $6,000 on dining, $6,000 on groceries, $1,000 on general travel, $300 streaming services, $2,000 on gas, and $12,000 on general purchases. Now let's take a look at how many points you'll end up having with either the Chase Trifecta or Capital One Bifecta. Here is a very ugly spreadsheet of how this turned out. Please take a screenshot or pause to check my math because I just want to focus on the final numbers in this video. Keep in mind that I even included using the 5% cashback multiplier on the Freedom Flex for a quarter of the year on both the gas station and grocery store purchases. And still, the Capital One Bifecta comes out with more total points at the end of the year. Again, please check my math, but more importantly, enter in your own personal expenses to see which credit card strategy gives you more points. But I think that we could all agree on the fact that Capital One has better reward multipliers. For almost every category there is, the Capital One cards have either an equal or better reward multiplier than its Chase counterparts. Additionally, the Chase setup has no real grocery store category, whereas the Capital One Savor one will give you 3x back all year round. So far, Capital One has the better benefits, credits, and reward multipliers. But here is where things get interesting. We need to look at the value of these credit card points. But before I do, make sure to subscribe down below to watch more videos just like this one. Chase has a notoriously solid list of redemption options with very solid redemption rates, so let's put the 2 points side by side. Let's take a look at the more popular redemption methods, which are cashback, gift cards, travel through the portal, and transferring to a travel partner. With your Chase points, you will see a value of 1 cent per point, 1 cent per point, 1.25 cents per point, and an average of 2 cents per point for those respective categories. Now, what about Capital One? For those same redemption methods, your Capital One miles are worth 0.5 cents per point, 0.8 cents per point, 1 cent per point, and an average of 2 cents per point. Of course, right off the bat, these numbers mean nothing to you, so let's convert them to a language that everyone will understand: dollar signs. Let's say you have 100,000 Chase points and 100,000 Capital One miles. How much value can you get from both? If you wanted cash back, Chase would give you $1,000 worth of value, while Capital One gives you $500. Gift cards, Chase is $1,000 again, and Capital One is $800. How about traveling through the portal? Chase gives you $1,250 worth, and Capital One is only $1,000 worth of value. Lastly, 100,000 points of either system will give you about $2,000 worth of value when you transfer them to a travel partner. Hands down, for 3 out of the 4 redemption options, Chase points will be more valuable than Capital One miles. The only real close option is between transferring to travel partners, but even then, Chase might still have an advantage. Both Chase and Capital One offer a wide range of partners where you could transfer points at a 1-to-1 ratio. However, if you take a closer look, which list has the better options for you? Personally, I would say Chase has more airlines and hotels that you would actually use. That includes having Hyatt as a transfer partner, which no other credit card company has, and Hyatt tends to be a popular partner because they usually provide more value than just 2 cents per point. And to be honest, this is where Capital One falls short. Chase seems to have a chokehold on all of its competition when it comes to their points system. The 2 most important factors when it comes to your credit card points is how valuable are they and how flexible or easy are they to use. Even when compared to Amex, Chase edges out the competition on both of those key factors. So if Chase has better redemption values most of the time, why bother with Capital One? Well, although redemption values are a big part of choosing which card to use, you still need to consider other factors. Like I mentioned earlier, the Capital One Bifecta has far superior benefits and credits than the Chase Trifecta. This becomes even more apparent if you are a frequent traveler. As a matter of fact, it's not even close when it comes to travel benefits between the two setups. Also, the Bifecta is cheaper to own than the Chase Trifecta. Of course, you have to use the travel credit and anniversary miles on the Venture X every year to really experience that -$5 effective annual fee. Whereas on the other hand, the best you could do with the Chase Sapphire Preferred is have a $45 effective annual fee. Another important factor to consider is your reward multipliers. Yes, it depends on your personal spending habits, but I have a feeling that it will be much easier to acquire points with the Capital One setup. Mostly because you have a dedicated 3x multiplier on grocery stores all year round, and you earn an unlimited 2x points on everything else. What do you think about the Capital One setup? Does it have the potential to knock the Chase Trifecta off of its throne? Don't forget to subscribe down below and learn more about the Capital One Venture X credit card here. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Shoots!